what was the purpose of the liberation when we can't have a peaceful transition?
He rose to prominence as a pop star, but for presidential candidate Bobi Wine, the run-up to Uganda's election next week is no song and dance. The main challenger to President Yoweri Museveni says he swapped his trademark red beret for a helmet to survive a campaign trail he describes as a war zone.
When you look at my ballistic helmet, you'll see fragments. I've cut it numerous times. If I didn't have it, I don't know what would have happened to me. That exists.
Museveni is one of Africa's longest ruling leaders, having come to power 35 years ago. But Wine's energy, music and humble origins have struck a chord with Uganda's youth. And in a country where nearly 80% of the population are under 30, that appears to have unnerved the ruling party.
It's evident that the people of Uganda are yearning for change.
Though previous elections have witnessed the intimidation of opposition candidates, analysts say crackdowns by security forces have been more brutal and widespread this time. At least 54 people died in protests after Wine, also known by his birth name Robert Chigulani Sentamu, was detained in November, though he says the number was over 100.
Some days we start eating tear gas as early as 7 in the morning. Others, it starts much later. You start a day with 20 people, and by the end of the day, half of them are in prison. Others are in hospitals.
Former guerrilla fighter Museveni has long been seen as a stabilising force in Uganda after the brutal regimes of Milton Obote and Idi Amin. But opponents say his administration has become riddled with corruption and nepotism.
He's a representative of history. I'm a representative of the future.
Museveni's office did not respond to a request for an interview, and his spokesman referred requests for comment on allegations of corruption and nepotism to the ruling National Resistance Movement Party, which did not respond. If elected, Wine vows to create jobs and crack down on corruption that he says has left schools and hospitals crumbling. And he says no matter how many times he is beaten, arrested, harassed or tear-gassed, he's keeping his eyes on the prize.
As they look at the youth and say, we are detractors, we are fighting for freedom.